welcome back to the European Challenger Series. It's time for the second game between H2K Gaming and Lublin Shore. We had about a 32.5-minute win for H2K, who still look incredibly impressive.
Yeah, right above their average game time by a couple seconds is all it took. So they, all throughout the Challenger Series, from what I've been seeing from H2K, they use Trashy, who gets the solo lanes going in the first 4 minutes, very tactically sound, very aggressive player. And I talked about earlier, they kind of take all their risks in the early game and then just sit on their retirement fund that they created for themselves.
Yeah. They're just so freaking smart about it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I honestly, more than like literally any other team, like LCS or even Challenger Series, like I've never seen like a better like first 4 minutes from a team. Now, you could argue it's their competition as opposed to like them being necessarily all that good themselves, but like they make such great plays. It always works out. They go for these dives that people don't expect, and you either have to ward way better against H2K or you've got to be unpredictable, because right now they're making these really high percentage plays that aren't getting punished that always pay off. And it's like, damn, H2K are really smart early game.
Yeah, and you talked about it with the whole, everybody's doing the 2-0 lanes for a while, and then they just took it 2 steps back.
Yeah.
It's basically
back to the 4 zeros.
Exactly. If you're doing rock all the time, somebody brings out paper, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's go back to scissors here.
It loses to the rock meta, but you're on paper already. So.
Yep.
And it's smart. It's worked for them every single game. So and this is what I love about the Challenger Series. We're going to see this team more and more. It's a best of 3 here. You have one or two more games. You're going to see him play either NIP or Gamers 2 in the third place or the finals match. You'll see them again. You'll see even Series 2, assuming they requalify. Like, we're going to keep seeing this pan out. And if it keeps working, you know they're not getting lucky. They're just really freaking smart. So I want to keep seeing this team evolve. And I want to see now what Lublin Shore does to adapt in Game 2.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to do something about... Oh, there's just too many members here. You have to do something about the cast in H2K. They're going to go ahead and ban that out themselves because they don't want anything to do with that.
Respect it,
yeah. Here's the thing, too, is they banned Braum first last time for H2K, showed that they didn't have... And they go back to it again. Yeah, they don't want Braum. They don't care about Braum right now. They don't care about jungle bans either. For the most part. They might ban the Lee Sin again, so Kikis doesn't have that because that's his most played and he's well known for his Lee Sin. Yeah. Throughout his entire career as a jungler, it's been his Lee Sin from start to finish. Trashy, on the other hand, he has a deep champion pool. Yeah. He's played the Vi before. He's played the Jarvan. You don't spread that many bans across junglers now.
Yeah, and they're not even going to try it anymore. Actually, Lublin Shore also, they now removed the Kale away from Odwamna, so a large portion of what made H2K win their last game is now gone.
In terms of champions.
Yeah. I mean, they're still great players. They're still smart.
No, they banned out their skill.
You can't remove the brain from Yarnan, but you can at least remove the champions they used last time and make them pick a new plan out here. And just to make a pun on your Kikis point, when your name is Kikis, you might as well be good at Lee Sin.
Man, you just did 2 name puns pretty back-to-back there.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little impressed. You've outdone yourself today, freak.
Okay, well, Jumping Jacks picked up here for Kuban there in the top lane. Wasn't banned away. Lee Sin being hovered over now for H2K. And honestly, now both teams are getting things that they really wanted in Game 1 they couldn't get.
Yeah, they're going to give the Lee Sin over to Trashy there. See what he can go ahead and do on that for his team. Fits his playstyle perfectly if he does lock that in, because he's a very early game-oriented jungler who likes gap closers and fast ganks. He's not afraid to blow his flash in the first gank at all, because a jungler's flash is worth less than a laner's flash.
Yeah, it is, because you can't always punish a jungler. You can easily punish a laner. We haven't gotten to see Trashy's Lee Sin yet this season, or this split, so I'm excited to see what happens here. I like the fact they went for Lucian there for H2K, because they could pick Trundle anytime, and so you go for a priority pick now instead. Get the Lucian, that nice safe AD carry who's going to scale reasonably well also. And heck, if they go for Twitch, just punish it.
Exactly. Go ahead and get yourself a support, something like Morgana, lock it up, see what ends up happening. And man, I love the fact that he has Lee Sin for himself, because that's really what was the linchpin last time, was Trashy's early game pressure. Just snowballing all of the lanes, getting them all ahead for H2K. That was a huge thing here. Of course, if you keep visiting a Jax lane, keep him down for a long time, you can make his life a living hell. Let's see what comes from that.
Yes, you can. We're going to see if that pays off for these guys right now. It's the blind pick LeBlanc for the mid lane, so more contested picks. The Nami also wasn't even touched last time, but this time around, Livik wants to pick that one blind against support. He's going to grab that here. So, Lublin Shore have ways to make all kinds of individual plays. They've got the late game skilling there for the Jax if they want it. We'll have to see how that comp ends up lining up here. H2K going to make their choices. They're making some slightly weak laning choices, actually. Morgana, not the best choice against Nami. And Shyvana also is not one I've seen traditionally beat up a Jax, which means he'll be allowed to scale throughout.
Yeah, she scales kind of alongside him.
Yeah.
But she's like...
Eventually, Jax beats you up 1v1. She engages fights better.
Yes.
So if you really just want to get like those 15-minute team fights, I understand Shyvana.
Yeah.
But your 35-minute nest egg is not as good.
Exactly. And the fact that they picked Morgana into Nami is actually pretty big because Nami does extremely well against Morgana with the sustain, with the attack, with the poke. You get bound. She still has all of her abilities available to her. She's able to trade still.
Yep.
I think that the last pick for H2K will most likely be an Orianna coming into it. It fits Fibiven's playstyle here. Also the fact that they would be able to conjunction it with Trashy and the fact that Odwamne has Shyvana. I think that's what they're going to go for here. It does pretty decently against LeBlanc in the laning phase.
Yeah, it's passable. It's interesting for Lublin Shore. So it's a very late game team, right? You've got Jarvan flag to make Kog'Maw and Jax just crush people in team fights. You got good disengage as well, and there was the Orianna, so good call on that one. Made it happen.
I love those.
I know, you feel so good. You're like, I knew it. So there's a lot of late game. There's no wave clear for Lublin Shore, though. They have no good siege defense, which is a little bit worrisome. So I want to see if they can actually keep their turrets alive if H2K comes out ahead early on, but I mean, late game they'll be awesome. Meanwhile, H2K, they do have 3 team fight threats there. It is going to be that Shyvana top lane for Odwamne. Again, the Lucian lane is going to be pretty strong overall, but it's this sort of well-rounded, we're going to probably just look for team fight teams, and we'll see if Trash can get them ahead early enough so that H2K can push an advantage against the late game team.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Looking at this comp from Lublin Shore, like they scale better. They do. The Kog'Maw and the Jax do a lot of work. H2K Gaming, their average game time is 32 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to be hitting about
those games.
3 items, 4 items at that point. You might be working on...
2 to 3. Usually 2 to 3.
2 to 3? Okay.
If you're behind,
they were ahead of the curve last time, so it just threw me off. But yeah, if it's everything's even, you'll be about 2 to 3, maybe like 1 item off on the side, be like, okay. Yeah. And if you're a jungler, you're definitely at like 2.
Yeah.
So the big thing here is, can they get the Kog'Maw going? They have the J4 on Kikis. Can he show up to the lanes? Can he show up to top lane, get that one going? And I think they have multiple options here, actually. He can go ahead and visit mid, get Take Fun going against Fibiven. It's going to be very hard. Fibiven's a very adept player. See what he can do for himself. Very high up there in solo queue, knows how to hold his own. He's getting ganked.
Absolutely.
So big thing is, if they can get the LeBlanc going, Take Fun can spill over into these other lanes. That snowballs so hard.
Absolutely can. We'll see if he can make this one happen, because that's kind of all LeBlanc's going to do in this team is snowball the early lead. I want to see Kikis and Take Fun do stuff, because it is them that makes things happen.
Yeah. And the difference between these compositions, Lublin Shore, they're scaling composition here. H2K is more of a team fight after a little bit of early game from the jungle.
Yeah.
That's what they're relying on here, is can Trashy get these guys in a position to contest dragons and take every one of them?
They did it last time.
Yeah. Or can Lublin Shore get an advantage in the bottom lane or top lane, or even mid, and spill it over into a different one? If they get an advantage in one lane, they can just go ahead and start rolling down the hill.
Yeah, they sure can.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Give that one about a 5.
That's fine. That's fair. That's an average pun.
I'm going to need scoring cards one day.
Scoring cards.
And I won't even make a 10.
Next week at the LCS, we actually hand them out to the audience. They hold them up after everyone.
After every freak pun. And it's like, oh, looks like it's because this is about a 7.
What if it's so meta no one gets it? Does that just count as a 0? Because if no one holds up scorecards?
Dang.
Like, only the Swedish guys got the brain joke.
I know. That one.
All the Scandinavians are like, oh, okay.
See, I wouldn't have gotten that one unless you had explained it to me.
Wow, but we talked about that already.
Yeah.
In the office, but yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't make a 10 card.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly. But if I ever needed it, I would combine the 1 and the 0. Just to have my back covered. Actually, I wouldn't even make a 9. Because your puns,
the 6 upside down.
Exactly. Your puns don't even go that far.
That's just mean.
Best I've ever heard from you is an 8. Step it up, freak.
Whatever. You didn't get the other ones. Anyways, we are into our lane matchups, and H2K are going to... Oh my gosh, wow, this is so risky, but it's going to pay off. They are not getting... Actually, wow. Yeah. In both cases, both teams go for a greedy jungle start and don't get punished for it. They're doing it under the nose of the opposing duo lane from their own side of the map, but no one even bothered trying to stop that. So no aggressive wards came out whatsoever. We're going to still actually get a 2 buff start, basically, on both sides, but one that could have been punished on either side. So, you know, it's a wash regardless. H2K's jungle is staying on their own side of the map. They're going to be ending at the top side, so they can go for another 4-0 dive if anyone was there to defend it. Last time, Kuban was there, and he got punished.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that they're going to be able to make these 4-man pushes if they want to. A lot of the meta now is to just freeze it, keep it the way it is. But now they have the option because they weren't punished when they were on the side of the duo lane. Of course, there is an advantage here for Lublin Shore because they are on the side of the Dragon. 3.5-minute Dragon is not uncommon
Especially
anymore.
with the COG.
Exactly.
Even though it's only 2% max health at rank 1 on the W, it's capped at 100 no matter what rank it is. And so by like rank 2 W, it's capped out anyway against Dragon. So he gets kind of the most value out of that skill point early in the game. So a slightly faster Dragon than you might expect.
Yes.
Always a chance there. AOD already making his roam down, but he's on top of a ward while doing so. And looks like take fun from Lublin Shore. He's trying to bait out the binding and get ready to dodge it.
Well, he's actually baiting so that the rest of his team comes up into this fight. Trashy's right there, but Kuban is off on the side.
Yeah, he's staying on the side of the ward, which you normally would do, and then he knows he can dodge the skill shot. Slow comes out for Oriana. Doesn't mean too much, and now Mockler is once again, for Lublin Shore, by 3 minutes, he is freezing the lane by himself.
Man, Trashy's actually lucky he didn't hit that Sonic Wave.
I wonder if he would have waited.
If he had taken that over, ooh.
Yeah. At least it reveals, so like he might have seen like the Jacks come in and been like, well, just kidding, just kidding.
Yep. Now we see Libic in the bottom lane. Actually, mid lane. He's roaming around. He's trying to match AOD's movements.
I'm surprised AOD's even there. He can't accomplish anything from that brush. Actually gets spotted by the Kickus flag, so they know it's a 2-on-2 up here. Jungle top laner versus AD carry support. H2K have sent their jungler back into the jungle. Libic actually is still waiting around to find someone to help out here because, again, Mockler is just freezing. But keep in mind, right now, Lublin Shore are actually getting farm from every single lane, whereas that is not the case for H2K. You're seeing gold be equal right now, but it's only going to get worse for H2K. Ooh, good damage and take fun. Finds the root onto Forbidden, who does shield himself, and they trade close to equally. Health potions chugged here.
Now there's 3 in the top lane for Lublin Shore, and they're just double jungling here for H2K. Trying to split that experience instead of having them go up against the COG on Shyvana. Yeah, this is actually a much... So I like that Lublin Shore, they've identified that H2K gets a lot of their lead in the first couple minutes of the game. So just play it like this. Play it to the way that you don't allow anybody to really just be on their own, where they can't hold their own.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep in mind, though, Mockler is thankful he's under his own turret with this one because Odwamna and Trashy do finally show up to shove the lane out and break the freeze. So now Mockler has to see how well can he manipulate this next wave that comes in. Can he make another freeze happen? Can he still zone Odwamna out of XP?
That was just in passing, too. They're just like, all right, double jungle showed bottom. Honorary jungler, Odwamna, come with me. We're doing wraiths. And that's what they do.
There we go. Looking pretty happy for these guys. You're seeing him continue to clear out. The trinket wards, of course, pretty convenient for this one. They can keep tabs on that bottom side jungle. Buffs will respawn in about 1.5 minutes, and that is one thing to keep in mind. The smart teams play 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes in advance. They know this is the next objective. Recall, buy your items, get your wards down, be ready to go for that buff.
So down bottom, the wave wasn't actually manipulated. He pushed it. So Odwamna is actually going to be in a good spot here.
I think Mockler's going to be close to Cutlass here. He might back off that, potentially. I'm unsure, but that could be the read for this one if they want to get back in time to contest for buffs with new items in the inventories. Libic has shown up though to defend this one, though. And wow, AOD just not in the right spot at all. Gets taken down by the Roma Kuban, and first blood comes through.
He was standing on a ward previously, so they saw him coming in. And we had Kuban off on the side, and now Lublin Shore, they group up for this dragon. First dragon of the game, 6 minutes in. You can't really contest this when you're down in numbers.
Excellent play, though. H2K, they're AD carry without teleport, of course, in the top side of the map, so Lublin Shore groups everyone on the bottom side, and that's why he actually shoved the lane. It wasn't to buy, it was to get the wave out of the way so that they could easily take Dragon, not let Odwamna roam out, and it was awesome. So Lublin Shore look much, much better now. They've made great early game choices. Extra farm on their champions, an extra kill, an extra Dragon. This is good.
And now we see the buffs are going to be respawning in just a moment here. The handoffs of them, and basically the honorary dance of the dragon has ended. Now the game begins. People start going into their lanes, start pushing them up, and getting whatever little advantage they can and actually fighting their lane opponent instead of the chess match that happens in the very early game.
And it's going to be the underfarmed junglers, underfarmed top laners against the much larger AD carries is the dynamic here.
And mid laners.
Yeah, sure. Of course, relatively, sure. AD carries are bigger than they would be normally on 2-on-2 lanes. Mid laners, as strong as they would be, but relative to opponents, yeah, they are bigger than a top laner is right now. So extra weight on Forbidden, Yarnan, Take Fun, and Mockler here. See if they can do anything with that. Of course, Mockler's done very well, helped his team get a dragon. And now this bottom lane turret taking some damage.
And zoning off Odawamne. This bottom lane turret, very, very low. It's going to go down this wave. And they'll actually do the perfect... Oh, yeah, they'll do the perfect freeze of it. Except that some of the minions have taken some damage.
Yeah, the minions taking some damage, although they're getting a little bit better focus from the minions. We'll see if it does push out anyway. Forbidden and Take Fun again in a battle, but the left-hand side of the map, there is some action coming in there. H2K just outnumbering the opposition, and so Kikis has to be pretty careful here. Kuban as well, but you know what? 3-on-2, they're not getting any major damage down.
Going for this turret, trying to see if they can get it. Actually puts Loveland Shore an entire turret up. Take Fun looked like he was going to roam top. Found himself the pink ward. And right now, really just Loveland Shore looking a little more coordinated than the last game, for sure.
Absolutely.
H2K not getting the early aggression that they wanted. And that's actually what this team looked like. It looked like Lee Sin was going to look for something early, but when you lane swap it like that, you really can't do anything. And then this team is all about the team fight. But they gave up AOD before the dragon, which means they couldn't even go in on that. So now, Loveland Shore have set themselves up with the scaling team composition they've picked with Kog'Maw, LeBlanc, and the fact that they also have Jax. If they just hold on and just outlast H2K, and just kind of create this gold lead that they can expand even further over time by zoning and having potential, then they can start running away with the game, whereas H2K, they need the fights.
Exactly. This is kind of the funny thing about having these really early game focused junglers who can't, like, Lee Sin can't super force things pre-6 like a Jarvan can. Like, you can land some damage in, like, a mediocre slow, but, like, you don't have an AoE knockup, right? You don't have, like, a hook like your Nautilus or something like that. So you don't, like, you're an early game jungler who can't really force plays in lopsided situations. And so that pick kind of doesn't do much in these 2-on-0 situations, right? When you're in these lane swaps, early game power means a lot less. Individual playmaking means a lot more if you can force things. And so it's really more about what does your team comp do, because these guys won't interact for the first 10 minutes. Not much, unless you misplay. Yeah.
So Dragon's not up for about another 3 minutes, or 2 minutes here. We'll be up about 12:40-ish. So Loveland Shore, they're just getting deep vision right now and seeing if they can keep tabs on Trashy, because he's been the one who got them their early game lead last time. And now they're finally going to actually even up the turrets in the top lane.
Yeah, there we go. That finally does go down to the resources spent there. H2K in the attempted gank there. The ulti coming in. Forbidden forced to lose his flash, but the bubble's going to land as well. Big damage coming through. Exhaust on as well. One more hit, and the kill's picked up actually by Libic, thanks to his auto attacks there. And that is Loveland Shore finding their second kill and some time in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's the second time they've gotten a kill in that middle lane. And now they're going to get this turret, do some damage to it. At the same time, Trashy is here. Man, a big part of that is just the gap closers early. Saw the distance that was covered there by Kikis without even the use of flash, blowing Forbidden's flash, and also getting the kill for it. Just really well played there by Kikis. I guess Jarvan's doing really well in this series.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Jarvan's been awesome. He's one of those underappreciated champions, and again, the fact that he can he is helping. The fact that he can force things, though.
Yes.
Like, he is one of the best force gankers in League of Legends, and I think that's an underrated trait that people haven't respected in a little while. Like, everyone was tunneling on, oh, who can fight the other jungler the best? Who can invade and fight that guy off? But that's meaningless right now. People are realizing, you know, counter jungling is a team effort. And you know, getting rid of the champions in the lane because you can force ganks that other champions can't allows you that extra numbers advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And when he blows even just a flash, it comes up big on the laners and gives them an advantage. And now, Dragon's not up for about another minute, but we'll see. Everybody's setting up. Now they're going to go ahead and place the long wards and get themselves this long-lasting vision so that they can see H2K coming into the Dragon. They got the previous one. And now looking for it. Man, both teleports up. see what ends up happening here in this top lane. There is an advantage for Odwamne. He just backed and got Sunfire Cape for himself. He's a little stronger in this team fight. And the big thing here is that H2K have been waiting for the Dragon team fight. Last time AOD got caught out was unfortunate for them, but that's their ticket into this game, is their team fighting composition and the shockwaves from Forbidden. That's what they're looking for. Lublin Shore, on the other hand, they want to scale, and the Dragon helps them scale.
Yeah. If they can keep making individual plays like Kikis has been, that's all they need to buy the time.
Yeah. Here's the thing, too, is they don't really have vision on Dragon for H2K. It's just been denied by Lublin Shore currently.
Here's a teleport, though. H2K wants his battle. Bubble's going to hit. Odwamne nicely done there. Trashy's going to land the Q, though. Kicks Libic back in. Extremely well played. That's a kill picked up. And there's the Dragon attempt.
There's the facilitation there by Trashy again, coming up big for his team, getting the pick before the Dragon fight. Kuban, he's teleporting in now.
This is so risky. It's a 4-on-5 for Dragon. Smite comes in. H2K gets that. He's forced to flag toss away. And that is not exactly the right use of teleport necessarily. I don't know why they thought they could fight that.
Yeah.
Kuban could have gotten a turret.
Didn't go for it. Instead, goes to try and help his team. Doesn't come up big.
Oh no, Mockler is on the wrong
Shockwave
side of this fight. Shockwave's going to push him against the wall. Still damage comes through. Trashy forces the flash away, but lands the Q in the fog of war. And Mockler,
oh, it's so close.
He's got no flash. The Q's coming up in 2 seconds. Does he get the dodge?
He's just going to slam the ground.
He's done. Yep, he juked too many times. The E landed, but now here comes Kuban and Take Fun to turn him back around. You know what? That one's worth it. I'm okay with that kill. You got Jax another one, but H2K sent the resources mid. They got a turret out of that. That went so much better for H2K.
Yeah, Trashy ended up getting them a gold lead. 1,000 gold lead now for H2K. They swung it back. They got the Dragon. They trailed the fight off after the pick of Trashy in the bottom, where he ended up getting Libic. Goes after Mockler, the other half of that duo lane, chase him all throughout the jungle, and the rest of the team of Lublin Shore go to his rescue. They get a kill for it, but they wasted a lot of time that they could have spent middle, and they lose that turret.
Yes, that was rough. So H2K making a lot of good choices there. And the fact that Lublin Shore wanted to answer, they kind of wanted to fight fire with fire. They wanted to answer a Dragon with the Dragon contest instead of answering a Dragon with pushing top there. And it ends up giving away an extra kill and an extra turret on this one. So H2K, they've made the right choices mid-game. They couldn't force anything early. Kikis made awesome plays to start the game out. The tower dives, everything was good, but now it's getting a lot worse.
When we talk about Lee Sin, we talk about how he has so much early game pressure because people are just now hitting like the level 8s, the level 9s. He's still in that early game area for him where he can still make these plays. And then his later game is basically what he just did. Just to kick back into the team, that's all he needs to do, and he did it perfectly there. He got the support out of the picture. Basically, if you lose your support, you lose the Dragon has been the story of this game so far.
Very true. It's made it a 4v5 for sure. So Mockler trying still to scale up. He is going Trinity Force Kog'Maw. He's going to try to kind of buttress some of his weaknesses as a immobile, squishy AD carry by getting some extra health and mobility on that one. A little bit of burst on that build as well. See if it pays out for him. It'll lower his auto attack damage slightly, but that's fine. H2K, they do have the Bloodthirster already done here for Hjarnan.
And Blade of the Ruined King now for Kuban. Sightstone done for Trashy. Ready to hop around people.
You see how much more farmed he is than Kikis. He's up a Sightstone and boots. Even though Kikis got, his first taste of kills earlier, the fact that Global Gold is now H2K's, the fact that, honestly, Trashy's farmed very well. Oh, Dromna's farmed really well on top of that. 105 CS compared to the 82 of Jax. Some impressive stuff.
Happened last game, too, where Odwamne was up in farm. Oh, he has his kick. He's going to go for it.
He ward hops. Nice flash by Libic, keeps himself safe, but even still, that is a flash lost and turret pressure gained. Bottom lane outer will be going down, and Fibim shows up just to help in case something happens.
Take Fun off on the side. They're going to lose this turret. But yeah, it's so difficult to fight against this team fight composition that has some pick integrated into it. Like for Bevan, his Orianna is typically, I'm going to sit around, I'm going to farm, and then I show up to the fight Shockwave and everybody's chunked down to half HP. And at that point, it's just cleanup crew.
Gotta say, it's been really good plays now by H2K to turn themselves into a good spot. Take Fun tries to make plays. Good shield there by Fibim, keeps himself from taking too much damage. And now we got to see what's next for these guys. They're actually still, I would say, in a really good spot overall as a group. Since Triforce still not done for Cog, means Mockler is not very scary just yet. The double Sightstone means they're going to have a lot of ward control as well, and they can play for buffs, I think, pretty easily. Only 2 sweepers so far for the team. Actually, AOD hasn't switched to Sweeper yet. I think that's on accident, but he's staying with the trinket droppers so far.
I'm trying to duel him there. See that the ward is also in that bush, in the tri-bush. Both junglers now top. Here's the thing, though. More combat stats on Trashy.
That is a danger here.
Not to see Odwamne is a little bit lower in the HP department.
But he wants to fight. He doesn't know that Jarvan's waiting in the wings as well. Not giving the respect that Kikis could be around.
Oh, Take Fun's coming up because they ended up seeing AOD for just a split second.
Oh, they pinged him. They pinged that he might be in that brush. Kuban's going to face
he kicks him into
the turret, though. Here comes the jump in, though, for Jarvan. The stun and trash. He's going to go down, not respecting that one at all. Well done, Lublin Shore. They've got control over the top lane.
And the roam from Take Fun, just in time there.
Absolutely excellent. So here we go. Bot already being pressured up by Makler and Libic. Top lane going to be going down, and LBS going to find their way back into this game. 700 gold difference is not bad at all.
Not at all. It's just been neck and neck all game, just teeter-tottering back and forth. And I want to touch on the Take Fun roam. It wasn't pinged out from Fibivin or H2K at all for the most part, which would have signaled H2K Trashy to just get out of there. Trashy, this game, he's taking risks, and some of them are paying off. Other ones are just being way too aggressive. Fibivin, though, looking at this bottom lane, he has Flash. He uses it to get over the wall.
I don't know if that's going to work, though. He's trying to force each other to buy time for his team, and just the Flash traded away is... You know, it's a trade of summoners, and realistically, it's fine for Lublin Shore. They'd already pushed back Yarnan there, and this is looking great. The Kuban, by the way, on Jax, has 3/4 of his team's kills. He's not getting CS, but he's massive.
It's really big. The scaling team, like I said, you just have to go even with H2K right now, and then show up to fights and be like, oh, we picked these champions at Champion Select, and you didn't punish us for it in the early game. Well, hopefully you can team fight better or catch people out, because that's going to be H2K trying to win the fight with an Orianna Shockwave. And like we saw right there, all you gotta do is flash as Kog'Maw and does nothing.
Exactly, you just get away from it all. And of course, with those spells traded at the same time, it's going to be equal flash timers as well, but you still got to be worried about the fact that you've got the ball delivery system, right? You've got Shyvana Orianna, that is scary, but right now, Kikis tries to make the play for Bivin, can't quite do it. Ward coverage is still good. Kuban TP's in, though. These guys want to fight for Dragon, but it's again too late. H2K claim it. They go quickly. Libic is around. They want to kind of force this battle there, but I don't know if that's going to be exactly ideal. Bivin does go down, though. They trade Libic for it, so 1 for 1.
He gets
and
slammed.
He wants to fight this anyway. Kikis is there. 4-on-4. Kog'Maw safe in the back lines, dealing incredible damage, and Trashy goes down. Odwamne forced away as well, and Lublin Shore are finding these fights. Kuban flashes in, gets a 2-man stun, goes for AOD. Morgana ulti pop. Kuban will die for this, though, over aggression. Kikis forced away as well. Take Fun tries to make the plays. Makler's still around. Yarnan's gonna go down. Excellently played to chase that one out. And once again, Lublin Shore find the right thing to do.
And the H2K end up 2K ahead right now in the game. About 1.5. The teleport coming out here. They get Fibevin. His flash is down at this point because he traded it for Kog'Maw's, and they immediately pressured him. We saw the Kikis tried to go mid lane before this fight even started, thinking he wanted to Cataclysm the Orianna and get him out of the fight. They do exactly that. There was no Shockwave even available, so it's the right option to pressure him. And then they just trail it off here. They end up picking up Trashy, and the 2-man stun there from Kuban, blowing his flash. He ends up getting killed, but it rewards them with Yarnan, who gets rooted right under the turret and just slammed.
I gotta say, it was a little bit unfortunate. I'm not sure I would have really traded Jax for Lucian right there, but without any durability items done yet for the Jax, Kuban slightly overestimating his durability.
He's definitely
not 80 carry.
Not worth, because Kuban was on a killing spree.
Yeah.
So he's actually worth more gold there.
And Lublin Shore did not capitalize on any turrets either.
Yeah,
that I saw.
Get any objectives off it, whereas H2K did end up getting the Dragon.
Yeah, so Dragon for a +1 kill is actually a slight lead for the team that gets Dragon. As you can see, H2K still up 2,000, but heck, there is still a 4-1-1 Jax. He's a scary man. The 2-1 Kog'Maw also is in a good spot there. Triforce and Cutlass are done, so he's matching, actually I would say exceeding Yarnan in overall damage output, just because he's Kog'Maw, the other one's Lucian, and that's how those champions work right here. And again, he wasn't punished. 176 CS on Makler is pretty successful.
So Odwamne, it looks like he's going to go for Aranduin's Omen. He has the Chain Vest sitting in his inventory.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw him out this early.
He doesn't have any magic resistance against a Jax who has some mixed damage, a LeBlanc, and a Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that is actually worthwhile. Like, Jax is actually still like 3/4 physical with standard builds, so I don't mind not getting MR against Jax. But yeah, for the rest of this, you've got to be pretty worried. right now. Looks like they might be playing to play for the top lane.
It's a risky investment. Just go all in on one type of resistance.
I guess to be fair, though, if LeBlanc wastes their burst on the top laner, that's the ideal target if you're H2K. So I think she still might not necessarily even look for a Dwamna anyway. You've still got MR from the passive, MR from Forbidden. It's not like the MR's low.
Yes.
But Mockler will be hitting him. And he'll be fine with it.
Yeah, just be tanking it up. He's like, yeah, okay, it's okay. You can spit on me, Kog'Maw. That's all right.
Stomach acid, painful in this game.
Very. Baron does it too.
Yeah, true. Is there any more? Or is it just the two champions that are stomach acid based?
I think that's it. Okay. I think Cho'Gath just yells at you really loud.
That's true.
Or throws spikes at you.
Vorpally.
Yes, they just appear out of nowhere.
Why not? They appear from the void. Duh.
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. Doesn't everybody know?
The obvious. Mockler maxing the E second. That is, I think, pretty normal for Cog. I've seen Q second for the attack speed, but he's getting the big void oozes for the AoE slows. Libic, by the way, for any new Nami players out there, is maxing Tide Color's Blessing, the E, the deal damage and slow on auto attack. The heal is being maxed second there. Although being out of a 2-on-2 lane, you don't need heals to make that happen. Standard for Morgana, you max binding, no surprise there. But I always like giving skill updates in case guys are wondering.
A lot of players on Nami are maxing Tide Color's Blessing first for lane trading. Ooh. Oh, the flash of the binding!
Libby gets away from him, but this is going to be a fight. Looks like H2K might want to take right there. And it's the ulti from AOD does not manage to make it all happen. Kuban gets away thanks to the Blade of the Ruin King.
And they get 2 turrets for that for Lublin Shore. They got the middle turret as well with that nice split that they were able to pull off. And the fact that there was no hard engage from H2K that landed. It was a good flash by Libic to get out of there. He still had exhaust if they had engaged on him too. So they could peel back even further.
So very good stuff then. Lublin Shore keeping the game equal. 700 gold difference means basically nothing. They've answered some turrets back. Dragons have still been going to H2K, but that's at this point the only thing keeping H2K in the game. They're down in every other measure of progress here, aside from, I guess, minion farm, which is relevant. Looks like Ruin King is likely to be done here for Mockler, so he's hit a very scary power spike. And even adds up some pink wards. You can see Lublin Shore ready to ward up the map to control the next major objectives there. Libic trying to get the wards down to make sure they can see as H2K walks around. Both these teams ready to battle.
Dragging up very shortly, getting the long wards out, but all these sweepers that have been purchased on H2K denying the vision so that they can set up the fight that they want. Because H2K, they need to get the dragons and the team fight if they want to stay in this game, because Lublin Shore just scales better than they do.
And they got to be worried about that, absolutely, unless they can remove Mockler, because it's only a true threat team.
That's true.
LeBlanc's actual team fight, it's just, it's pick, it's not really team fight, so it's sort of two-threat team. You got to keep that in mind. Kuban is pushing the top lane. No one's able to easily react to this one. They will send Shyvana, but without the turret, Dwamna can't win that fight. Take Fun's going to land the chain. Fabiv's going to lose some health there, but wow!
Wow, chunked him.
Yeah, that's a painful Orianna there, who's got the Sork Shoe, so the damage output is pretty good. Lublin Shore does get in on that pink ward to clear that one out, so less wards will be killed away thanks to that one.
Here's a big thing, too, is they're going to contest the blue buff, because you can't use Smite on the blue buff.
You can if you're able to disengage push off Dragon.
You'll lose Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, unless you can like actually push him away.
If you smite it, you lose Dragon.
Yeah.
So it's gonna fight it. This Golem doesn't know what to do.
Healing back up.
Having a mid-game crisis. who do I go for?
Whoever's closest, and then they all back away, and you're like, okay, I'll go back home.
Yeah.
At least he heals up. His what did you call them last game? The things he ran away to? They're gone. You said the Golem left the Golem camp. He went off to be a blue buff.
Yeah.
He left them. All right, well, Fabivin gets the blue buff without smiting.
There we go. So that's the person they wanted on. Yeah, he ran away from the other Golems.
Yep. And now he's by himself, and now he died. That's what you get. Good job, blue buff. Ooh, binding does hit Take Fun, but he's reasonably safe. They're going to go for it anyway, though. Big damage comes through. Flash is not enough, and he goes down. Dragon was claimed by Lublin Shore, though, on the back of that one. And they're going to stay safe.
It's actually an advantage there for Lublin Shore because they got the Dragon. They now have a 400 gold lead. And we said it earlier, 1 kill for Dragon is definitely worth it. Take Fun on an assist spree, but
here's the thing, it's 4v5 with Smite down, and H2K are running towards there, and these teams spent so much time getting coverage over the bottom side of the map. There's no wards right now. Kuban coming around to flank. 13 seconds still until they have LeBlanc.
Ooh, they're chunking it down pretty quickly.
Very low on health. Kikis might not have Smite up in time. They're just burning this thing down. Can they get the battle in time? Smite's up in about 4 seconds. The wave comes in. There's the battle. It's picked up by Kikis without Smite. He got it with the Q, and 2 kills come in. Loveland Shore crushing this battle 2-0 so far. Even despite a 4v5 battle, a 3rd kill, a 4th kill. H2K get crushed at Baron.
They go 4 for 0. They lose the Baron 2 to Kikis. And now, Loveland Shore with the scaling team can just sit back. They have the Baron buff. They're about 8,000 gold up in combat stats. We see Kikis coming here. Trashy smites now. And then he ends up getting it with the Q. Straight through it. Ends up big there. Trashy, he goes after Mockler, kicks him back into his team, but he's already dead from Kog'Maw. And they just trail this fight off and come up huge for Loveland Shore, turning around on the tournament favorites, H2K.
Oh, excellent play there by these guys. Loveland Shore, 5,000 gold ahead suddenly. What a fortunate turn of events. Of course, again, great play by everyone involved to make that happen. But now, you've got to be really worried when you're H2K here, because Loveland Shore have, honestly, you know, we said at the end of the last game, H2K have been built off of making great early game choices. And from there, they're just too far ahead for anything to happen to them. Their mid game was good for H2K. They got dragon after dragon. They generally fought pretty smart fights, but Loveland Shore the entire time knew what their game plan was. They survived the early game, in fact made some great plays early game to get kills and relieve pressure, then said at some point, Cog and Jax turn on, and that point has happened.
Yeah, at that 3 item now from Mockler, after getting the attack speed item, see now he can stack on those really hard hitting ones that just are multiplicative off of his attack speed and his range too. The fact that he can be so far in the back line, and Kuban is going to be at that point where he can't be dueled right now.
No.
He's hit that power spike for himself, whereas Take Fun, honestly, wasn't involved in that fight at all last time.
Nope.
Dead, sitting on the sidelines, respawning. They get a Dragon and a Baron back-to-back, and now they can just farm these lanes, cause a ton of pressure, and make very calculated, very drawn-out decisions if they want to.
It's looking very good for the squad right here. Loveland Shore looking very happy. We'll see now what else they can do. 0-0-8 on Jarvan. He's doing just fine. Kikis has made all good choices all game long. Trashy honestly has not found his way in. Sub 1 KDA this game. The playmaking has been pretty sparse. He hasn't gotten all of it. Kikis is, I was wondering, but he has maxed his flag second. He's there to be the supportive attack speed buff for the Jax and the Kog'Maw, saying, you guys kill everything. He's less tanky, but it doesn't matter. He still hasn't died without the shield.
Now they're going to go and push this turret. Throw a standard down too for some attack speed. Just destroy it. Now they're going to be pushing this one straight out. Actually, the flag does make you a little tankier when you level it up.
Yeah, I mean, you get 3 armor per point.
I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, yeah.
I mean, 3 armor versus the shield is a pretty
yeah, the shield is huge when you hit multiple people with it.
There we go, though. Now the inhibitor turret under fire in the bottom lane, and H2K don't have an easy way, and they're fighting a Baron buff and a team that's pretty darn good at disengaging.
Take Fun, just like I'm going to stroll inside your base for a second, and I'm out.
Yep.
Flexing his muscles.
Didn't want that one after all. Just
Block's been lifted.
Ward sweeping is the attempt there. H2K, they've not gotten a pink ward down by those trees, so it's actually, they can't repeatedly kill those wards. They have to use a sweeper every time. I mean, at some point, Sexton's run out of charges, but still, it Take Fun looking for the attempt. Get some damage down, AOD down to half HP, despite the black shield. The slow and steady siege for Loveland Shore. Now, top lane's pushing in back towards Loveland Shore's base in about 3 minutes. Someone should probably take that farm. We're supposed to let it build up forever. So right now, they still got some time to push down in this bottom lane. You're seeing Mockler with the W active is able just to get some damage from out of range. He's able to safely disengage. Libet could always put the wave down.
Baron
stop
buff
the way in.
Just expired right now. So if H2K want to pick a fight, this would be the time to do it.
Take Fun gets some more damage down. These guys still have to be careful. The shield's not coming out quite in time for Hjarn then.
Yeah, Mockler, we talked about it at the very, very start. That Mockler and Libet, that combo, is how Loveland Shore are going to win this matchup. But a lot of this has been facilitated by Kikis in the early game. Getting Kuban ahead, getting Mockler ahead. Take Fun, he's been showing up to the fights. He was a distraction one time.
Yeah. His death gave his team Baron, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it literally gave him Dragon, but it baited the other team to give him Baron. So, hey, Gotta say, that's a worth of death.
And a 4-0.
That's what you say planned in all chat, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Calculated, actually, rather is the term we used here.
They're just taking this lead, though, because Loveland Shore just has so much control of the map now, with a 7K gold lead coming into this. Dragon's up in a minute. Baron's up in 2. A lot of options for them, a lot of ways that they can set up for these. And they have just all this free space. They can set up the wards they want. Low chance of being picked off currently. We got to see what the move is for Loveland Shore, because there's so many they could make.
Well, the siege didn't work. They had Baron buff, and H2K held the siege very successfully, so that was impressively done. Udwamna still getting picked on by Take Fun. You're seeing that that game plan is working. Of just get the harass down, find a way to make it happen. There's the bot lane fight, the Vivin not happy against Kuban. Slows come out, the flash as well. The pick seemed to be the play there. Udwamna forced to jump over the wall. They won't chase that one down, but it's a 5v4. They could go for this turret.
They lost their AoE initiator and their ticket back into the game for H2K. Loveland Shore, they're going to take the inhibitor and the inhibitor turret.
Wow, this is good. Dragon is back up if they want it. Inhibitor turret do fall down 33 minutes in. They can back right on out and grab some more global gold for themselves.
Straight to the Dragon.
Yeah, it's a good choice there. They're taking the intelligent measured objectives, and again, there's no clock on them. It's not like they have to rush to close this game out. Taking these smart, measured, objective-focused plays is the right play, because you can always fall back on, well, we're taking some time, but it's cog and jabs.
Yeah, and H2K, talked about it, 40 minute is their average game time.
Loveland Shore.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Loveland Shore.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just a misspeak, I know.
Yeah, sorry. H2K's is 32. Loveland Shore's is 40. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they ended at about the
meant.
40-minute mark. So if they can stall out there, and this is very indicative of their playstyle too, get these late game champions, get them scaling, get them into that part of the game where they typically win, and they're right on par for that.
Yeah, they're doing a freaking great job of this one overall. So Take Fun removes the top lane wave. That's going to start pushing in towards the base, and of course, Baron coming up fairly soon. Something to be concerned about when you're H2K. You can see they don't have good ward coverage. They have wards over the wall, no pink wards down, no real way to contest. They're afraid right now on the map. And I mean, good about H2K not to face check and die, but it means that Loveland Shore kind of has the room to make whatever plays they want.
Yeah, it's a huge gold lead here. It's approaching the 10K for Loveland Shore. Baron just came up. They put down these pink wards all around this area. They have another one on Kikis available for when they do want to go for a different area.
They've got two smart
Using
ward
the
spots.
Pythagorean theorem there to go after him, taking the long way around.
Why not? It's all right. They're doing well for this one. The sweeper is also being used, making sure there's no ward coverage left. You're seeing a lot of pings from H2K saying, you know, this is where this team is. They're all along the river. You're seeing mid lane get pushed out by Take Fun.
Kog'Maw's going to do this so quickly.
Absolutely, especially with Jarvan. He's saving the E because he wants people to initiate a fight if that happens, even though it would speed up Baron. You're seeing Trashy show up.
He's going to go for it.
Steal. Of course, he's going to try. The damage comes through. Who's going to get the smite on this one? It's still losing health. Kikis kills Trashy and then claims Baron right after. Loveland Shore looking great now, 5v4 with a Baron buff.
A Baron actually went to Mockler there, and Trashy's flash didn't even... Smite didn't even get off.
Yeah. Well, he died first, then Kikis just smited after he went down, and Mock got the last hit, why the heck not? But this is now Loveland Shore's game to win. 36 minutes in, they're going now towards the second inhibitor turret. That's going to drop the inhibitor now also under fire. 15 seconds of 5 versus 4. Their second Baron buff of the game, and they have made it well inside the base.
And now they're going to back off of it. Instead of pushing the issue even further, they're going to make their way top lane and get this last inhibitor turret and inhibitor.
This is the smart choice. They're taking some time. The Baron buff's going to regen them. They're going to get that top lane pushed in. They're actually going to wait for a trap just in case someone moves the wrong way around. Top lane's already pushing anyway. It's not going to really be much faster if they show themselves. They might bait H2K in going too far forward.
Yeah, if they go forward to clear that wave, that's going to be the... Yep, there they go.
And there's the attempt right there. AOD's trying to get away from this one. They've also got to worry about Hjarn. Then he's going to flash away. He's going to try to stay safe. He will. The wave comes in. Doesn't mean too much, but now AOD's definitely on the wrong side of this fight.
He's in enemy territory right now. Has no way back into this fight. He's going to have to back off.
Short needs to clear his waves, though. They actually lost most of that wave. It did get cleared away reasonably well, so it's going to be 15 seconds till that next minion group comes up, and that will be their signal to push.
Big difference here from Game 1. Game 1, H2K was playing their style, and Loveland Shore was playing reactively. This game, Loveland Shore played their style, and H2K makes some very panicked moves that get punished. They seemed calculated, but in the end...
It was too slow.
Yeah,
ultimately.
Exactly. Trashy was going in a lot, getting punished for it. Fibevin getting caught out multiple times. And so far in the series, Jarvan's was coming up pretty big in that early game pressure. We were talking about forcing things.
Look at this gigantic minion wave now inside the base, pressuring the turrets. This gives a lot of room for Levlin Shore to go for the 5v4. Kikas doesn't like taking the turret, but he's going to for a short time. AOD walks forward. Honestly, this is safe if Levlin Shore just goes for this fight. They don't need to wait too long on this one, but they're giving so much respect to Orianna, so much respect to Morgana there. Bottom lane turret does go down. They're actually waiting for Kuba to make the play. There's the flash engage. Mockler flashes out. They can't get anything else for that. One turret goes down. The second one dropping down to Jax as well. He's going to claim all this. Trashy actually falls during this fight, and here we go. Kuban survives. One member already dead for H2K, and they're inside the base. Nexus is available to hit if they want it. They go for inhibitor number 3 right now. Kikas still removing the minion line. Their take fun's got to be a bit careful. Dragon form used, and the kill's picked up by Odwamna. It's 4v4. Kuban can recall back and teleport back to full health. The Nexus will just go down, and we're at 1-1, 38 minutes in. Incredibly well played, Loveland Shore.
2 minutes faster than their average game time there. Loveland Shore played their game with the scaling, and they got the early and mid-game lead. Basically, they were just sitting neck and neck for a very long time, and it just blew up there. That dragon into the Baron was huge. The fact that the smite was missed by Trashy was the entire game right there.
And then the fact that the team fight afterwards, even though H2K is a team fight focused team, right? They wanted to go for these 5v5s. The LeBlanc's gone, it's a 5v4. Even after you lose Baron, it's like sometimes a team steals Baron, but you kill 3 of them back. It's like, well, it's a 4v5. You pick Baron because you're going to win that fight. Like, that's why you go there in the first place.
They ended up going really hard on that fight, too, for H2K. Once the Baron was stolen, they're like, all right, looks like we're fighting 5v4. Go straight on to Mockler, try to kick him into the fight. They still end up going 4-for-0 on that, despite having a numbers advantage. They lost the Baron. There wasn't a LeBlanc in that fight for a large portion of it.
Any of it.
Yeah, any of it at all. And they still end up with the short end of the stick.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think a lot of that was positioning. Right, when you're stuck inside the Baron pit, you've got the guys doing the damage. You've got to kind of peel back and reorient yourselves. Mockler got free time. Like, eventually, he got kicked in by Trashy, and it's like, hey, it's a good ward hop pick. Like, good job, Trashy. But the problem is when your team's already dead, when Jax is already wreaking havoc, when Mockler just gets to solo, you're like, AD carries will almost, especially once we get to freeze, will always be able to solo a jungler. With very few exceptions, unless something goes wrong, an AD carry will be able to solo a jungler once you get past 20 minutes in. Which happened. Trashy was like, I'm going to make this play, died. Right? And then meanwhile, Jax is like doing all this cool stuff and no one's stopping him, and he's like just picking up kill after kill after kill. Loveland Shore was awesome.
Kuban, 7-1-4 that game.
Yeah.
Coming up really big for his team. He got early kills on Jax. I think he was like 3-0 for a while. He went 4-1.
4-1-1.
Yeah, when he ended up dying for the first time. Really, really big there on Jax. I think they're going to go back to banning that, because they've been banning Aurelia away from Kuban. Might want to think about banning his other carries.
Yes, that was
he was
painful.
A big part of that too. Kikas, you show that if you take away his Lee Sin, he still played Jarvan just like Trashy played Jarvan. Very big facilitator of the team, forcing things, flashes out, forcing people to make misplays and punishing people in team fights.
And I actually wonder about Jarvan because, like, you think about just like the jungle meta in general, right? And the fact that people, once a champion gets introduced, they all realize it's really good. Like, Evelynn didn't exist for a while, and then you saw guys like Diamond and even Claky D in the North American LCS last year were like, Evelynn's good, guys. People were like, you're right, she is really good. We should be playing Evelynn more. And when Nasus came around last season, people were like, oh yeah, it's a champion we could jungle now, right? Like, Jarvan seems to be in what I've seen recently in the competitive scene, Jarvan's freaking great.
Yes.
And no one's prioritizing it yet. It's like, get the Lee Sin. Oh, but Lee Sin doesn't do the things that Jarvan does, especially in 2-on-0s. I understand Lee Sin in the 1-on-1 lanes. It's fine. But at least half the games have been lane swaps, and Jarvan's doing more right there. This game is about hyper carry top laner AD carries, and Jarvan does more there, right? You're playing a bunch of immobile AD carries like Twitch and Kog'Maw, and Jarvan does more there, right? Like, how long until he's the top tier pick? People are like, you know what? Actually, that means more.
I think he's top 4 right now for sure. I think he's always been top 6.
Yeah.
Ever since he was actually introduced to
pretty
the game,
much the entire time.
He's always been top 6. I remember in season 3 he was number 1 for a very long time. But he does more with less is a big thing. And the fact at 4.9 you don't get as much experience in the jungle. Level 9 power spikes are extremely important. And just like Vi is now in the top 4 or 5 at this point because Kha'Zix has been knocked down a bit. and his power spikes are like level 11 off of evolutions instead of level 9.
Yeah.
Whereas Vi, max Q, you get 2.5 second cooldown off of each portion of it every time you put a rank into it. So level 5, you're sitting around, you're like, oh, I can get 2 Qs in a gank. Jarvan, same thing. Level 5 of his Q, he can go ahead and use it twice on the same standard. 6 second cooldown. Does a lot with low items.
Yeah.
You just build him tanky, and he's got a lot of innate damage built into his kit now with the new martial cadence.
Yeah, and think about it, right? It's actually, I mean, you even go farther than that point. It's actually a 5.4 second cooldown because you're always going Lizard Elder.
It's true.
So you're getting even more disruption. You have a, 3 second long armor shred. And again, because of these lane swaps, the teams are more about their AD carries. They're more about the Twitch, more about the Kog'Maw. So a % armor shred makes your AD carries awesome. Like, I love having armor shreds and attack speed buffs. And this actually, I think this even expands farther because now the common jungle picks are in... Huh?
Jarvception. We have to go deeper.
We have to go deeper because I think this is actually super relevant. I think this actually means a lot to the game in general, and teams are starting to crack that surface. Now that you're not playing the big four anymore, you're finding new champs to play. Now the jungler can reliably be an initiator role. Like, Lee Sin with tricky moves could do it. Elise could create picks. Evelyn could flank and kind of start fights. Kha'Zix could kind of throw his body in there. But you've got Jarvans and Vi's regularly now joining the champion pool, right? You're regularly engaging hard 5-on-5 fights with these champions, right?
Yeah.
Now Rumble's better because you can reliably have Jarvan on your team. You're expecting Jarvan on your team,
it's
right?
Things like that, too, because Morgana's really good, which means Vi isn't as good because you have to play around the Black Shield, which makes Jarvan a little bit better than Vi because you don't have to play around Black Shield so much.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go through her once and you're like, oh, I didn't get the knockup, but I'm still next to her.
Black Shield by Cataclysm, I dare you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That does not work.
No, it doesn't
And then
do anything.
the fact that you'll be able to, the Black Shield will time out by the time you get your second Dragon Strike in there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little intricacies here that play back and forth. So Rumble's a little bit better. It makes Twitch even better because his rat-tat-tat across a Cataclysm is destructive.
It's ludicrous.
Makes Orianna a little bit better. So what you can pair with it, just tons of things that go into the meta. And man, love League of Legends.
Yeah, it's fun watching the evolutions. Just little things like, you know what, Kha'Zix is not in there anymore. You know what, screw fighter junglers. Tank junglers are back. Like, I want to see how that continues to evolve. It'll be fun to watch. Guys, we're going to take another quick break. When we return, it's time for the decisive Game 3 between H2K Gaming and Levelland Shore. You guys do not want to miss it. Livic has shown up to defend this one, though. And wow, AOD is not in the right spot at all. Gets taken down. H2K wants his battle. Bubble's going to hit. I was on that nicely done there. Trashy's going to land the Q, though. Flashbacks Livic back in. Extremely well played. That's the kill picked up. Finding these fights. Kuban flashes in, gets a two-man stun. Goes for AOD. Morgana ulti pop. Kuban will die for this, though. Over aggression. Kick gets forced away as well. Takeman tries to make the plays. Nockler's still around. Yarden's going to go down. Smites up in about 4 seconds. The wave comes in. There's the battle. It's picked up by Kickers without Smite. He got it with the Q, and 2 kills come in. Levelland Shore crushing this battle 2-0 so far, even despite a 4v5 battle. A third kill, a fourth kill. H2K get crushed at Baron.